Van Stone and his son Chef Stone do a show and a comic book strip called Heroes of the Last Q, which they teach and entertain children, showing diversity through storytelling.
Roger Robbie is named after my first grade teacher, Herb Rogers Jr. He's the originator of that. So we're going way back when I met my first teacher, like I said, 1968, first grade, second grade. And then, of course, Roger Robbie, he's a animal. He's a raccoon, you know, and he's a hip hop raccoon, or is a raccoon that could be anything, you know, and that also changes the image or the thought of what most people at one time thought raccoons were really connected to rodents and so forth and so on. But raccoons are really good and necessary animals in the community. And as far as vegetarians concerned and food and so forth, so when you see how the raccoon has a balance in being success, you know, seeking, very smart. Roger Robbie is the mascot that represents what we do with all our superhero characters.
These characters are important because they have their own personality and representation, whether it's their country or race.
Characters that I don't own, but I've been given the rights to use within the story. Like, for example, Roger Robbie at least drew my eyes, and how I have presented him throughout the story is kind of the mascot of the story so far. I would like to do more with it, but as of right now, the main message for that show is to avoid violence and just be cautious, remain safe, do what you can to be safe. Since more than ever, in current times, the world has been a very dangerous place to live.
We have a lead character, which is named U7. That is the star character of Heroes of the Last Q. A male, of course, young boy who turns with powers and becomes a superhero.
Van Stone production is a situation that I came across being not new, but familiar to this particular area of West Philadelphia. And because he was doing things that we both found was familiar to things that we had been doing in the past as well as the future. So regarding how it matched the things that I was doing, we decided to take the opportunity to have situations from time to time that would, you know, overlap what each other was doing. And in some cases it was specific to what he was doing or what I was doing, and we could collaborate on a lot of situations. So it's been thus far a very positive situation that has worked out beneficially for both of us. Well, again, going back to 2012 and working with kids between the ages of, say, 6 and 12, I had a great interest in, I guess you would say, the area of climate change and, say, an endangered species. So the kids came up with a character called Dr. Toxic, and he was a negative character in terms of the things that we see environmentally speaking that are not positive. And so from that beginning, we kept moving the process of Dr. Toxic along and attaching him to, you know, any number of things such as climate change, global warming, lead paint, all kinds of things that would represent what would unfortunately be negative, but we then would put a positive spin on it from an educational standpoint.
Heroes of the Last Few shows that comic book storytelling is not just Marvel and DC, but can also be made by smaller content creators that have a passion.
As far as Heroes of the Last Q, I'm hoping that we could get that actually animated into an actual cartoon. With the advancements in technology and AI and everything, is not as expensive to do animation as it was. So that's something that I hope to do in the future. I know Van's son, Van Jr., he does stop motion with the Heroes of the Last Q, with the action figures, which is wonderful.
As mentioned by Jared Wilson, they want to expand not just in stop motion, but also have animated cartoons.
A superhero. We also have Shaddai, so we have Shaddai based on, of course, it sounds Spanish language, so we have all the cultures. We have English language, Spanish language, we have French, and these characters and superheroes, they deal with the ordinary, and at the end of the day, solve problems and come up with, you know, prevention and great things so that people can enjoy themselves while they also deal with trying to be a hero, everyday hero.